I grew up in a quiet little town called Cedar Falls, a place where everyone knew each other's name, and the biggest excitement was the Friday night high school football game. My world was simple: cornfields, long, dusty roads, and afternoons spent helping my dad fix tractors. Even though life was peaceful, I always felt like there was something bigger out there for me, something that called to me in a way I couldn't ignore. I wanted to challenge myself, push past my limits, and become someone strong, fierce, and capable of handling anything life threw at me. It wasn't until I was 17 that I discovered the United States Marine Corps. I watched a documentary. Marines running through water, shouting commands, training harder than I had ever worked in my life. My heart pounded, my breath caught, and I knew I didn't want just a job. I wanted purpose. I wanted to serve. My parents were hesitant at first. My mom cried when I told her I wanted to enlist. My dad, steady and quiet, just put his hand on my shoulder and said, "If that's what you want, we're behind you." Their support meant everything. And that moment became the beginning of my journey. Boot camp was nothing like I expected. It was harder, longer, meaner, but I discovered a version of myself there that I didn't know existed. Days began before sunrise and didn't end until my body begged for rest. Drill instructors pushed us until we thought we couldn't take another step. Every morning, I wondered if I'd made a mistake. But every night, despite the pain and exhaustion, I chose to get back up. Slowly, the impossible became possible. I learned how to march perfectly in formation, master complex drills, push my body through endless exercises, and work seamlessly as part of a team, not just as an individual. I learned that strength isn't defined by muscle alone, but by grit, determination, and the will to endure. And then came deployment. We flew halfway around the world to a dusty, unforgiving desert landscape. The heat was relentless, the terrain rough, and every day brought new challenges. I saw things no one should ever see. Yet through it all, my unit, my Marine family, stayed together. We watched each other's backs in every moment, shared laughs in the rare quiet hours, and became bonded in a way that only people who face danger together can understand. Then one day, my world changed in an instant. We were on patrol, dusty roads, the sun hanging high in the sky, when it happened. An IED, improvised explosive device, detonated under our vehicle. The ground shook, metal twisted, and for a split second, the world stood still. Pain shot through my legs and my ears rang like thunder. Dust filled my lungs. My vision blurred. I blinked, and the first thing I saw was my friend Corporal Ruiz lying twisted beside me. He was bleeding, eyes wide with shock, but still conscious. Time slowed down. My instincts kicked in. I crawled toward him, ignoring my own pain. I grabbed his hand and whispered, "I've got you. You're going to be okay." His face went pale, but he squeezed my hand, and in that moment, I knew I wasn't just fighting for myself. I was fighting for every person who depended on me. Medics arrived, helicopters roared, and the world shifted again. They took us both out of the battlefield and into care. Ruiz survived, though the road to recovery was long and painful. Seeing him wake up, weak but alive, was one of the most emotional moments of my life. I cried, not from fear, but from overwhelming relief. I learned something essential that day. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. Courage is choosing to help someone else even when your heart is pounding and the world feels uncertain. When I finally returned home, Cedar Falls felt both familiar and different. I walked down the old main street, breathed in the warm summer air, and realized something profound. The girl who left for boot camp wasn't the same girl who came back. I was stronger, sharper, more aware of life's fragility and beauty. I didn't become a Marine for glory. I became one for meaning, to protect, to serve, and to stand for something greater than myself. And that's what it means to be a United States Marine. Video created by Subedi1M Rock.